Debbie, hi everyone. Thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Debbie Mauro is here with us, and I am so excited. I think I've told the entire world, please come to the show today because I have no idea how much time it took you or what you had to do to build your Facebook real estate page to 190,000 participants. I can't tell you how impressed I am. Boy, that's just so impressive. So, Debbie, please tell us what even brought that thought to you, because what you do is a little different than that. And then take it away.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, Peggy. I appreciate the chance to be here with all of your people. So about 3 years ago, I had an affiliate product that that I used in my business as a closet designer, and it just worked so well for my business and allowed me to grow my business and get repeat and referral clients that I knew that it would really work well in the real estate industry. And realtors have always been amazing referral partners for me. So I wanted to show the real estate industry how to use this tool to grow their business. And so I set out on Facebook to start doing that. And so my Facebook friends list is curated over the past 10 or 15 years of mostly realtors. And so I started posting there, and then Facebook groups were really starting to become very active. And I went into some real estate Facebook groups and started posting there and sharing the service and how it worked for me. And it's a direct mail service. So people would ask questions, and whenever they asked a question that I thought my service was the perfect answer for, I would respond to the question. And then I'd get a lot of people very interested. And one comment I had about closing gifts actually had 800 comments as reactions to it, people asking for more information. And guess what? That got me kicked out of that Facebook group. So, I was in a bunch of Facebook groups. I got my hand slapped a few times for sharing, posting a link to something else outside the group and sharing information like that. And I thought, well, that just frustrated me and made me mad. And so I decided that, well, I'll just start my own group so nobody can kick me out. They can't mute me. They can't do anything. If I run the group and set the rules, I can do whatever I want. And so I did. When you start a Facebook group, you have to have at least two people in the group. So yourself and someone else you have to put in the group. And so I put my mom in my Facebook group. So it was just the two of us. And then I started inviting people. I invited everyone on my friends list. I posted on my Facebook wall. And here's one key thing. I knew that it couldn't just be a Facebook group for me to promote my stuff, because nobody wants to be in there for that, right? It's a real estate Facebook group. And so it needed to have a reason for realtors, my target audience, to be in the group. So I needed to provide some value to them. And realtors are always looking for lead generation. Referrals are leads, right? They're usually easier leads to close because they're a referral. So I called the Facebook group Real Estate Agent Referral Network and Marketing Tips. And I thought, and that's how I get to advertise my wares, is because it's all about marketing their business. So we started getting people coming in, and it was slow at first. It probably took me longer to go from 0 to 20,000 people than it took me to go from 50 to 150,000. The beginning is really slow, getting people used to it and getting people in there. And I ran a lot of contests in the beginning. Invite your friends. The first person to invite 100 realtors to the Facebook group gets a Starbucks gift card or what have you. So I used a lot of ethical bribes to get people to come join the group. One thing that's super important for me to tell you about setting up a Facebook group is that when you do this, you want to have a friend, someone you trust. Could be a business partner, could be a spouse. You need to have someone you trust that you can make an admin on the Facebook group, because if your Facebook profile gets shut down for some reason, even if it's for something that was stupid that you didn't even do or whatever, just Facebook, they sometimes do that stuff. If your Facebook profile gets shut down and you have not made someone else that you trust an admin of that group, you've lost the group. The group goes without anybody running it, and it'll be amok in no time at all, right? So if you make someone an admin and you start a new Facebook profile, they can give you control of the Facebook group back. So that's super important. All right, so somewhere around 20,000 people, things started going haywire with people trying to post all kinds of garbage. And so I had to go from having a very loosey-goosey Facebook group to having a very structured Facebook group where every post had to be approved, and membership was always approved. But I wanted the group to stay public so people could find it, more people could join, but still have the approvals on, so that we were keeping out the people who were going to spam us and stuff like that. So around 55,000, 50 or 55,000, it took about 18 months to get to that point to where we were at 55,000 people. And I remember that just because there was a significant life event for me, and I was at 55,000 when that happened. And so that was in January of 2021. And at that point, I needed to hire a VA to help me moderate the group. So, and one of the reasons I needed to hire a VA is because my business coach convinced me to put questions in there, that one of them included, what's your email address, so that I could begin to market to the people in some other fashion than Facebook. And so, when you join a group, there are questions. I think you can ask 3 to 5 questions. And so, are you a realtor, or are you in the real estate space? And what's your email address? And so then we started collecting email addresses. So I'm at 55,000. I missed email addresses of the first 55,000 members of my community, but then when I turned it on, and now I have a VA to capture the email addresses. So today we're sitting at about 190,000 members, 192, I believe, right now. And oh, look, see, there you go. So, thank you, Cliff. 191,897,000 or 897. Yeah. So we have about we're closing in on 60,000 email addresses. And that allows me to market to them in a different way, you know. And if Facebook closes or my group gets shut down or something like that, then I still have a way to market to a significant portion of my group. Not all of them, obviously, but a significant portion. And I know there's something else super important that I was going to tell you. Oh, the value of the group. So obviously I said, you know, it needed to be called something that made it of value to realtors. So that was the referral network. And first of all, I have to tell you that it is a referral network. I watched referrals get passed back and forth in the group every single day, multiple times a day. You know, I need a realtor in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My sister wants to buy a house in Brooklyn, New York. You know, I mean, there's just all kinds of referrals going on back and forth in there. So I love that. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. I've done a couple of other things. Also in January of 21, I started a virtual coffee that we host on Thursday mornings. We typically have 30 to 50 realtors and others who join us for those virtual coffees. And for me, that's about building relationships, just like you guys are doing right here. We do introductions where we go around the room and everybody introduces themselves. We have a speaker who does a 10 to 15-minute presentation. And then we do breakout rooms where you're in a room with 3 or perhaps 4 other people for 10 minutes, and you get to know those people a little bit better. And then if we have time, we do a second and a third breakout room so that we're really building relationships. My whole goal behind that is that when a realtor has a referral to pass, yeah, we've got the Facebook group and you can advertise it out there on the whole group. But if you already know somebody in San Diego, California, that you can pick up the phone and go, hey, I've got a referral for you, and know that your referral is going to get taken care of the way you expect it to get taken care of, then that's even better than just kind of, you know, flying by the seat of your pants and hoping that the person on the other end of the referral takes good care of them. So so that is another way I add value. And just on Sunday, we started a YouTube channel that is for listings. So because the group is huge, we don't we don't allow them to post listings and just solds and open houses and that kind of stuff, because those are very hyper local. You know, you have to be in that community in order to want to go to an open house or see the listing or what have you. But I want to certainly help them get traffic and have people see it. And so we started a YouTube channel just for listing videos. So anyone who does listing videos for their properties can send me the video and I'll put it up on the YouTube channel where it will live forever. And hopefully you do a listing video for every single listing that you take. And we have 50 different playlists on that YouTube channel. So each state has their own playlist. And when people are searching for homes, they'll be able to search for, you know, Colorado homes for sale and go directly to the Colorado page and start looking through, watching all of the videos. And it's gonna get them to know the realtors. The goal is, you know, the videos are going to stay up forever, but the house may have only been on the market for 3 weeks. And so that house may not be available anymore, but hopefully the realtor still is, right? I know that there's a high turnover in this market, but hopefully that realtor is still you know, a realtor, and they can reach out to them. It'll have all their contact information, that kind of thing. So my goal in all of this is just to add more value to people who are in our community. That's the way that you get people to want to be in your community, by pouring value into them. So I don't know. Oh, I think I did talk for right about 15 minutes, Peggy. So I don't know. Is that helpful?
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of questions, and we had a few questions inside the um
Inside the chat, do you want me to open the chat
no,
and
I
read it?
got it. I got it because that was my first question. My first question was, um, how do you monetize? How do you monetize this? Like, you have all these people that are referring to each other. Do you get a portion of that referral fee, for instance?
I don't. I'm not a realtor. I don't get any of the referral fees. And so monetizing the group for me is about is about my affiliate product, right? And so that's how it started. Since then, I've had a bunch of people coming to me, wanting to offer me a portion of whatever it is. And so I have quite a few affiliate products that I offer now that work well for the real estate industry. And then about 2 weeks ago, I started a VIP program in the Facebook group. So it's basically the only way that you can advertise in the Facebook group. So if you we do have a Business Wednesday post that anybody can post their business on. I don't know how many people actually look at it because it doesn't actually get a lot of activity. There'll be 30 or so people who comment on that, when I know there's a ton more businesses in there. And these are non-realtor businesses, right? Whether they're lenders or title agents or home inspectors or roofers or whatever they are, they're anything that having to do with the real estate industry. But the VIP program allows you to post once a week, a business type of post. And really at this point, that the money from the VIP program is just helping me cover the cost of the VAs that moderate the group, because I do have excuse me, I do have a VA that I pay 49 hours a week to
Wow.
moderate the group.
Wow, that's a lot of time
Yeah.
to moderate.
Plus, I'm in the group 3 or 4 hours a day myself.
Okay. I would think so. So out of that, I have this idea that popped up. So you're dealing with the real estate, and you're dealing with the real estate agent who's selling a product to a homeowner. What our world is investments. So lots of real estate agents work with investors. And there's another way to monetize is with the investor, get referral off of that. And they could post. Look, if you knew that people were going to post their investment properties only, because those people live all over the US. They don't live in one place like most real estate agents, right? They work in their neighborhood, they work in their town. LA works a little wider, the bigger cities do, but the investors will go anywhere for the right deal. So they could live in California, but they're going to invest in Colorado, Indiana, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Florida. Just a thought, throwing out a thought.
Sure. I'd be happy to chat more with you about that, because I'm not exactly sure where you're going with it, but I'd be happy to chat with you.
Well, investors, that's people like me and most of the people that are on the show. They have money. They want to either, a lot of people are active investors. They want to own their own property. They want to turn them into Airbnbs, for instance. They'll buy a single family. So they're looking for somebody that is gonna, maybe we should do this, post their deals so that people like me who are investors, we could come in, or people like Bill Quigley, who's always looking for properties, so that he can make it so people can afford to buy it. And he comes in and takes it, but it's for investors because investors are, I'm not explaining this well, I can tell.
But I think,
Investors will go anywhere.
And
Yeah.
investors can give you a fee. This isn't a realtor. It's investors can give you a fee for referral.
yeah, and I think that really what you're saying is perhaps I should advertise my YouTube channel to investors because it has listings on it. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe that would work, yes. And they can look at it by state.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be helpful to them. The agents need to post to say that they're working with investors because most agents have no clue how to work with an investor. Investors don't pay retail price, they pay wholesale price. They need to know how much money's needed to fix up the property to get it ready to resell or to rent out, whatever they decide they want to do. So yeah, you could turn that into, and yes, you could have the you can make that a pay per people who want to join have to pay to join. So your agents would have to pay to join, and you might charge an investor, but the investor's the one that's going to actually bring the money in. So you really should have your agents paying for your VIP.
Gotcha.
I want to add something else as well. This is David.
Thank you, David.
Not necessarily properties that are under market and so forth, but people who have problems. We solve problems as investors to people who have in a situation, they need money, whatever it may be. That's the biggest key, I think, that we like to see, around the US. So anyways, that's just a thought.
Coming from the investor's mouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, and just some ideas for investors, by investors. I mean, there's a group that's all over the US now called For Investors, by Investors. And I was so excited to go to that group because I thought it was actually for the investor, by the investor, meaning those who had the properties would be saying, okay, if you've got money, look at this one. But it wasn't. They brought in speakers. It wasn't for investors and it wasn't by investors. So that was a little disappointing because when I go to a meeting, I want to know who's got what they'll do, like that. That's for the investor. So
Gotcha.
have to come up
Well,
with
that gives me a whole new thought. I think I might have 51 playlists now and have the 50 states and then an investor playlist, right?
Yep.
Because
Yeah,
not every property fits what an investor wants to
90%,
buy.
yeah, 95% probably don't.
Right.
But your agents who are working with investors, they'd be happy to pay to have their stuff put out across the United States.
Excellent. Yeah.
Investors
Great
might
thought,
pay,
Peggy.
yeah, the investors might pay a fee also. I don't know. David, would you pay a fee to get on a YouTube that had properties all over the US so you could find something to buy?
Yeah. If I see a pattern of opportunities, especially with issues, problems that, real agents don't understand how to communicate and find out what they need even prior to listing. That's the biggest thing prior to listing, because there's a situation where there's not enough income or, value of the property and so forth. Yeah, I think there's a niche of opportunities. Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
off market, we call it off market. So they haven't listed it yet. They have a pocket listing, or they're working with a seller, and they want that property to go because they're going to do both sides of the deal like that. Yeah. So Cliff, he's got some great questions.
So I guess just a couple things. One, I was kind of wondering if you've ever had an investor, come on your YouTube channel and do a podcast or a video cast with them, interviewing that investor for how to educate realtors in communicating the value of listings to investors. I think that might create a new niche and help bridge between the realtors and the investors and bring them a little closer together.
He hasn't invited me yet.
What's that? Right?
He hasn't invited me yet.
And I
Okay.
think that would go really, really well. And Peggy could definitely do that. I'd love for you to expand on how you got so many members, and again, how you started off in attracting those members to your group. I think I recall you said you offered incentives to some realtors to bring them in. Can you go into a little bit more detail on that? Because I'd really like to understand how you actually create something organic like this. I mean, it's hugely impressive. Almost 192,000 members now in your Facebook group. That is incredible. So I'd really like to understand how you started that and then how you have expanded that.
Sure. So I started by inviting everyone on my friends list, and there's only so many people you can invite a day. I think if you invite more than 50, Facebook frowns on you. If you invite 100, you get put in Facebook jail or something. So be careful how many you invite at once. I would stop it at around 50 a day, and I just would do it every single day, invite all the people on my friends list. And I would post pretty regularly on my Facebook wall page itself and invite people to the group. And then once I got enough people in there, a few hundred or what have you, I started asking people to invite their friends. Invite your friends who are within the real estate industry or have anything to do with the real estate industry. And and then every time I'd ask, I'd do a promotion and say, the first person to invite 100 people to the Facebook group gets a Starbucks gift card. And then I'd use my direct mail marketing service that I was trying to promote to actually send them the gift card in the mail, along with a greeting card that, thank you for growing our group, that kind of thing. And then as the group started growing, I think also somewhere around that 20,000 number, Facebook picked it up as a recommended group. And so you can turn it off so Facebook doesn't do that, but I wouldn't want to do that. And if you notice, when you go into any Facebook group, you'll see like maybe 3 or 4 posts, and then there will be recommended groups. These groups are similar to this one, and so we became a recommended Facebook group, and so got a lot of people organically joining that way. And then the other thing is that when people really started posting those referrals, when somebody goes in and posts, I need a realtor in Brooklyn, New York for my sister. Well, you don't live in Brooklyn, New York, but you've worked with someone who does. You've passed a referral to somebody who does. And so you tag that person. Hey, this person was great to work with. And so that person can't comment or respond. They know that they're tagged because it's a public group, but they can't respond until they join the Facebook group. So that is another organic way that the group grows. And so I love seeing that. Tag all your friends, come join.
Now, I noticed, when I registered, thank you so much for that, by the way. I noticed when I registered for your group, I brought it from 191,896 to 91,897. That you asked for my email address. How are you actually capturing that? Because it's my understanding when they answer those questions that they go away kind of quick. So you have to be able to move that from those questions to somewhere else. How are you actually capturing that so that you don't lose those email addresses?
I have a VA. So that you lose the email addresses as soon as you approve their membership. Oh. And so my VA has a Excel spreadsheet in front of her, and she types in first name, last name, email address, and then hits approve if they're approved.
Okay. And then that's captured and put into something else?
Yeah, she puts it into an Excel, a Google sheet for that we both have access to. And then I move it into my MailChimp account so that I can connect with them.
What type of messaging do you send out through MailChimp?
So a lot of different things. The one thing that anyone on the email list can expect to get from me every week is on Wednesday afternoon, a reminder for our virtual coffee on Thursday morning, because we do something kind of like this in the Zoom world, where we do the virtual coffee is the introductions, the 10-15 minute presenter, and then the breakout rooms that I was talking about. And realtors love those breakout rooms because not only are they getting to know realtors in other areas, but they're being able to ask questions in smaller groups like, I had this challenge, what have you guys done with it? And so they're kind of solving each other's problems in these smaller little breakout rooms. And then a lot of times that ends up with a discussion in the bigger room. So this past week, we had a talk about dialers, you know, the whole dialing for dollars that realtors do, and the auto dialers that they have that they can use. And so I have someone coming in to speak about those auto dialers on July 13th because it was such a popular topic. So yeah, and I don't even remember what your question was now, but
Well, just asking about the communication that you actually send out in your messaging through MailChimp. So it sounds like what you're doing is you're sending out messaging to encourage continuous engagement.
yes. And
Okay.
so I've had a few people in the group stand up and say, I want to do something, I want to help or whatever. And one of them is Coach Ray, and he runs a 5-day challenge once a month in the Facebook group. And you know, he is a real estate coach, and so it's actually a funnel into his coaching program. But even if all they do is go to that free 5-day challenge, they've learned a lot of things to do to grow the real estate business. So, you know, things like that. So when those are coming up, you know, I'll have 3 or 4 emails going out. Make sure you register for the challenge. Make sure you register for the challenge. You know, sometimes I send out a standalone email about the direct mail marketing system that I promote. We have another trip incentive thing that we promote. And so these are all tools that realtors are using to grow their business. And, you know, and I'm making a little bit of money when they sign up for it, right? So I will send out standalone emails on that stuff too. So yeah. And we're adding about 750 people a week to the email list. And I think probably getting maybe 300 a week unsubscribes. So, and that's fine with me because those are people who don't want to listen to me. You know, they don't care about my message, and so they unsubscribe, and that's fine.
Yeah, so you're streamlining your marketing and making sure you're hitting your target people that want to receive your information, which is much more valuable list. And do you actually have you started working with other people that have large lists like this and looking to cross market? Because I mean, once you get 10,000 in a list and you've got well over that, I mean, there's huge opportunities for cross marketing your data.
Yeah, let's do.
The cross marketing I have done is, you know, things. I'm going to say no. How's that?
Okay, that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Not that I don't want, not that I'm not open to that. I just that most of the cross marketing I've done is, you know, like this thing for Ray. You know, it promotes into his his real estate coaching program, and it's a benefit to my community, right? So and I'm sure there are many other
Complementary.
things that I could, and so the one thing you have to know about me is I have a very open mind, and I hardly ever say no immediately to anything. So
Okay. So do you have more, because it sounds like you've identified a really strong avatar for your business and what you're wanting to actually target. Do you have more than one avatar that you work with? And if you do, have you done the same thing with other Facebook groups as well?
okay, so I'm gonna say that I have two avatars that I work with, one being the realtor itself, and the other being other businesses who want to work with realtors, which is how I started. You know, I'm another business that wants to work with realtors. So I'd say that those are my two avatars. And I have not yet started another Facebook group. However, having only started that VIP membership a couple of weeks ago, that is one of the things that we have talked about, is having a separate Facebook group for the people who are VIP members to kind of talk about what's working. You know, I posted it on this day at this time, and, you know, however, whatever the best ways are to get the realtors to engage with them.
Very nice.
Well,
And
problem solving is the biggest thing to help a realtor. They run into problems all the time. When I was doing transaction coordinating, sorry, excuse me, Cliff, for doing that. When I was a transaction coordinator many, many years ago, the agents ran into stuff all the time. And because they only know one way to put a deal together, which is cash to new loan, they lose stuff. And I would sit down and talk to them. Well, have you thought about doing this? Or what about that? There's 100 ways to put deals together. And real estate people, realtors, only know one, which is terrible, because they could be making so much more money if they actually had a broker that would actually talk to them about how they could make money, because that would make more money for the broker. But hey, and I'd be happy to share that on your show if you'd like, to give it more of a reason for people to come in. And then maybe in that VIP group, if they really want problem solving, that could be set up as a problem solving VIP group. They would come in and they would pay that fee to come in, because that is huge. What David brought up was really, really, really big. We as investors run into stuff all the time. Every deal is different. No two deals are the same. So just one more thought for your open mind. Go
Excellent.
ahead.
Thank you,
And
Becky.
before Cliff goes again, does anybody else have another question, or are you all happy with Cliff running the show today?
I'm not meaning to run the show. If you have
Oh,
questions,
perfect.
please raise your hand or put it in chat directly to us.
My question is how did you get so many people into your group? You've got you do have a very focused, like Cliff said, avatar. So it's easy to say, okay, that group's for me, kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I am. So it's very interesting. I'm loving this. And this may save us a phone call, Debbie, because I was going to do a phone call with Debbie, but I thought, you know what? Why make her talk twice when she's on here?
Yeah, no, she said all of how she did that, which was great. Tagging. I don't know how to tag, but you know, that makes a huge difference.
We'll give you 5 minutes on tagging, Peggy,
You
later.
just have to learn. I know you have to learn it. That's all. You have to take the time to learn. But look at what a difference that could make. If you have 20,000 people and you asked everybody to tag their friends, you could double in a day.
Yeah, and that's just if everybody invited one person, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cliff.
So last question for now. How do you select the name of your groups? Because I believe the name of your group is really important. And some people think they need to name it after their business. So why do you choose what you choose, and what impact does that make?
Okay. So the name was very important for me. And I understand that you cannot use the word realtor if you are not a realtor under NAR. So it couldn't be realtor referral group, real estate agent referral network. And so I wanted people to know, and I needed realtors to have a reason to come to the group. So they come to the group because they want referrals. They want to be the benefactor of incoming referrals or have a place to send their outgoing referrals. So that was really important. And I added the and marketing tips because that's what I wanted to do, was market, help them see ways to use my tool to market their business. And so that is why this group is specifically called that. And not because I have a Facebook page called Wow Your Referrals, which is all about my marketing business. And like, I don't know, there's how many followers? It's maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 of my friends who are following that, but it's not 190,000 people, right?
Right. Yeah, you could, your VIP group could actually be real estate challenges and other tips. Real estate challenges answered. Anyway, you could, if you, instead of saying problems, right? Challenges, because that's all they are. Makes you think, for those who wish to think.
Yeah.
Okay. Better you do it than me. I'll join. I wouldn't mind paying, because that would also be referrals for all of us who are investors and who are looking for the right people. It's a perfect place. And can you charge on Facebook to join?
You can, well, you can. You can't charge directly through Facebook. You have to set up a membership site. So we're using Stripe, and it will automatically renew for their VIP membership. And so you probably could do that for, joining a group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is David. I'm sorry.
No, please go.
I had a question reference to when you got started. How many channels did you offer, or did you have yourself? You said YouTube, Facebook. Is there any other ones? And what catapulted you? Maybe what strategy or what catapulted you to go to the next level, or grow, I guess.
Okay, so I don't know that I had the YouTube channel. I might have had it before I started the Facebook group. I probably did. But it wasn't, they weren't connected at all at the time. Now doing the virtual coffees, I have started to record them and put them up kind of like a podcast, like I'm sure Peggy will do with this recording. So there's that. But I don't really have anything. Oh, LinkedIn. I'm not at all successful on LinkedIn. I have a million. No, I don't have a million. I have 20,000 contacts, connections on LinkedIn. And I tried to do a sister group because, LinkedIn has groups now. So I did a sister group on LinkedIn and I posted it in the Facebook group and invited people in. And I think we have 200 members over there. I don't know why one works better than the other. Other than maybe all my peeps are just on Facebook. I don't know.
It could be. And maybe it's the name of the group.
Well, I called it the exact same thing on LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. David, did I answer your question completely? I don't know if I did or not.
Yeah, I just wanted to see when you got started and which other channels besides Facebook you used, to really help you.
So we are almost exactly 3 years. I think we just passed 3 years of the Facebook group on the 18th or 19th of this month. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
I just can't believe that. Well, I can't say that there's not 190,000 agents in the US. There certainly are. We have more than that just in California. So you have a long ways to go. You could end up with 1 million, and I would bet you easily there's 1 million real estate agents. So also remember, there's a difference between a realtor and a real estate agent. The realtor has joined an association. They are paying fees to be part of an association. And there's lots, particularly in the commercial world, that do not belong to an association. The only reason you have to join the association is because your broker tells you. If your broker doesn't tell you have to join, you don't have to join. But almost every brokerage that works in the retail world, the single family world, belongs to an association, belongs to the whatever the local MLS group is. And
Debbie, I've got a question. How you say if you invite or 100 of your friends, is it just an honesty thing? You're just trusting
you can go in and see when people join. It'll say invited by. Yeah.
So you're talking about to join, not just to invite.
No, okay. So when I did the promotion gift card giveaway, yeah, it was much more of a just tell me that you did it, and the first person to invite, whatever. So yeah, and I mean, I was giving away $10 Starbucks cards, so
Yeah, but when you have 190,000 people, somebody that invites the next 100 people, Starbucks cards just fine, because all they did was send something out to their friends.
Yeah.
All the friends on.
Right. If you send a $10 Starbucks card to someone who's lying, big damn deal. They may still join your affiliate mailbox, thing.
Yeah.
So it's not a total loss.
I see. Okay. Good. Well, it's nice for you to be here, Claire. Nice to see you. And Maureen dropped in just a few minutes ago. Steve Edward is here. That's also nice. We're so glad you all came. Hi, Maureen.
Finally remembered to set my alarm, so I didn't miss
great.
it.
Maria's here.
Hi, Peggy. I'm sorry I'm late. I've been trying to apply for business credit cards. And Debbie, I don't know if we know each other or we're related, but my mother's family name is Mauro, and it's Italian, but it's spelled the same way that yours is, which, as I understand, is the French spelling. So I just got in on the tail end, and I want you to know that I am a broker in multiple states and have been for, I can't tell you how many decades, because then you'll know how old I am. So I am in California and I reside here full time, but I kept my license in Colorado and Arizona. So if anybody needs anything, I've been around the block a million times, and I am a commercial investment broker. But when you're in real estate, your whole family and friends, they always want to buy a house, or they want consultation or advice or whatever. And so Peggy's right about the distinction between being a realtor. And I used to serve on a lot of different boards in their association, mediation, professional standards, International Real Estate Council, Master of Real Estate Task Force, Costa Rica board. I did a lot of serving, and they awarded me a Master of Real Estate. So the realtors have their ethics and standards of practice and their codes and all of that, and that's basically the difference. But I am also a commercial investment broker, and I used to flip land. So Peggy's right. There's a difference between the two, but I love your format, and I am very excited to hear about this. And I know a lot of people. So just the best way to reach me is WhatsApp. And I can give you my number because I've got to run to the bank. I got denied a card from my own bank that has my own business credit. I mean, my own one of my LLCs, one of my brokerages in Arizona. So 858-413-7887. And I'm really interested. This is just perfect because it's going to fit in with it fits in with my brokerage and my partnerships and my consultations.
So Maureen, if you go into the chat, Cliff was nice enough to post her the Facebook page.
Yeah, I've
Thank
got
you.
her Facebook page, Facebook group, along with her YouTube channel.
So you just join, and then Thursday morning, and you'll get an email to come to coffee Thursday morning at 7 a.m. as California people.
Thank you, Cliff. I really appreciate it. I have to meet the banker. I'm meeting the vice president. Like, I don't mess around. So I'm going to see they can, I can go to another bank.
Good
And
luck. Yeah. Tell 'em.
Chase, if they don't want to do business with me, there's plenty of, okay, let's see who their competition is.
All right.
And yeah, thank you, Deb. I'm sorry I missed the whole thing, but it's going to be on recording, right, Peg?
Yep. Well, it's
Okay,
Yep.
cool. I have a
Obviously.
Zoom every Thursday night.
yep.
So-
She also has her own show.
Yeah, it's called the Real Estate Happy Hour. And, I don't care if anybody shows up or it's one person or 500. It doesn't matter to me. It's kind of a casual setting with real estate and finance discussion, just really to create friendships and have meaningful conversations and support each other's challenges and celebrate our wins. That's it. It's simple. Okay.
Great.
Excellent.
Thanks,
Love
Maureen.
it. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Nice meeting you. Hi, Ethan.
I have a question, Deb.
Yeah.
Is this just a group page or a business page?
The page is a business page.
It is
The
a
Wow
business
Your Referrals. The Facebook group is up there a little bit farther. The Real Estate Agent Referral Network is the Facebook group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
if you
a
all
business
join-
page and a separate group. Gotcha.
Yeah, so Debbie doesn't restrict that you have to be a real estate agent to join. She just wants people to come. And if you do referral business, this is a good place to do referrals. It doesn't have to be limited to real estate. It doesn't have to be limited at all. And once the investors start getting on your page, you will see how things will change. They will actually start investing and they will start making money, and they will be very happy about that because they'll get a whole new mind shift. Like they can start bringing in to different people who are looking to raise capital and get paid for that. So another way for them to make money.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yep. And if they're making money, they should be paying you something. Just even something out of their own checkbook just for you, because you open that up for them. But how do you even suggest such a thing? Well, invite me to your show. And anyway, Thursday morning.
Excellent. Well, we will have to do that, Peggy. We will have you on. Let's chat and find a good day to have you on the virtual coffee.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you very much for coming on the show, Debbie. I think it was very enlightening for everyone. And I have a feeling they've learned a lot. And you might see more people on your show this week than you expected. So thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Peggy, for the opportunity to chat with all of your people.
You're welcome.